And what did they ask you about your experience as a girl, or was it just like all about the game itself? And...
Oh yeah, they definitely asked about my experience as a girl, to which I kind of ranted a bit.
Yeah.
They also asked me on for my thoughts on gaming vernacular, like the usage of the word rape, which is casually found in gaming.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about like the other, like without naming specific names, the other efforts that have been put out there to like make things more equal for women in gaming? Like, do you feel like the voices that are coming out these days represent how you feel with other kinds of...
So I don't know about many other women in the competitive scene that are, well, in Smash. I think there are a few efforts in other places, so I can't say much there. But for casual gamers, a lot of the pushing for better treatment and views of women is a little aggressive, not all of it, but it's laced with a lot of feminist jargon, which is fine because it's reasonable, because it's what it is.
Yeah.
But the target audience isn't going to understand that per se.
Right.
One of the points I make in my post is I really think that some guys are being sexist and derogatory without even realizing it.
Yeah, like it's just kind of... I know what you mean.
For example, when you're like coddling a woman, just kind of like you want to make sure they're okay and they're doing all right. They're probably trying to be nice. They just don't realize the underlying nature of their actions. So I feel like if you're less aggressive, they will be more receptive.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think like it's important to make your point in like a smart and organized way, but you also have to speak the language of the people that you are trying to change. Like I do agree with that. Yeah.
I've spoken to a lot of girls who are interested in this issue. Not a lot, but some will just go off on rants.
Yeah.
But that's not a good approach, because people are just going to get defensive and tune you out.
It's really funny, like what people perceive as like sort of pushing your point of view. Like we were talking about this, we were like, you know that the minute you say it's about women in gaming, people will automatically like assume that that they know everything about your standpoint. And I remember like somebody, I posted on Reddit about the project, and somebody cut and paste like you said that you're gonna interview casual and competitive gamers, and then it was just like, where? And I was like, where? What do you mean where? Like, what cities, what competitions? And then he wrote this huge paragraph about like, well, there's like no such thing as like competitive gaming like women who are competitive gamers, because really none of them are at a level that like anyone could ever be intimidated by, and but then he would always like backtrack and be like, well, I'm not trying to be sexist, and like I'm just stating facts, and I don't know, I mean like Reddit, you know, it is what it is. People are gonna post whatever on there.
All those points I have heard of like a million times.
Yeah, like they're kind of, it's always like the usual things. There's nothing too new about that. But it was funny because my initial post on Reddit had just said something like, she got game, kick-ass women in gaming. Like it literally had no content for them to really like
lash out at?
Yeah, but then somehow that like inspired these like paragraphs about I just thought that was really funny. Yeah.
There's just a lot of unfortunate stigmas associated with women in gaming.
Yeah.
And it like is surprisingly a lot deeper than you'd ever imagine. Like it's fake gamer girls. You always see memes floating around on the internet about that. And why is there a lack of girls in general? It also, I've read this great article on how it's a marketing issue, or at least majorly due to how gaming was marketed initially.
Yeah. So what other, like, along the lines of what's marketed to women, do you feel like Super Smash Bros. Targets women at all? Like that they make an effort to include women, or not really?
Well, the creator of Smash and Nintendo, they weren't really that supportive of the community, period.
Oh, really?
A while. Yeah.
Really?
We really had to tug at their strings to kind of get them on board, but it seems like they're doing great right now. Working with scenes to get Smash more coverage.
Yeah. And what else do you like to play, like, aside from Smash? Do you have other, like, games that you see people play?
Favorite game is Phoenix Wright, like the Ace Attorney series.
I never played.
I love it. I could sit there and play hours and hours, and there aren't many games that can like suck up my time the way it can these days, especially since I have so much going on. But
Yeah, for sure.
Phoenix Wright.
So do you feel like gaming is going to stay in your life, like, pretty much from now on in some form? But it's...
I think so.
Yeah.
I have quit Smash for so long.
Yeah.
But how can I when more than half of my friends are from the community? Every time I go to a tournament, it's just like hanging out with my friends.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I can travel and have housing accessible in most places. And one of the greatest things to our community is that you meet people you wouldn't talk to ever if you weren't playing video games.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, definitely, like, through this project, the kind of people that we've met already, like, I love it. I just love hearing what they have to say, and so many of them also have other, like, quirky spin-off interests that are really, I don't know, it's just fun to hear about, for sure.
Well, I feel like it's easier to break into the casual scene because it can be a very secluded activity.
Mm-hmm.
You can just play by yourself, and no one has to know what your gender is.
Right.
The issue with competitive games that don't rely on the internet, they force you to be in person.
Right, that's
and
true.
reveal who you are and your identity. But I guess for competitive scenes, my advice would be give it a shot. If you don't feel comfortable or the circumstances are unfortunate, leave, because you shouldn't have to feel bad
Mm-hmm.
doing something you like doing. But there is a lot of good in the community. So, and things will get better. We're working on it.
Yeah, I hope so. I think so. Yeah, so if you're playing online, do you usually make it known who you are? Or do you prefer to, like, play anonymously?
I used to make it known all the time who I was. When I was young, I think I enjoyed the attention I got,
Mm-hmm.
only to realize later down the road it was the wrong kind of attention.
Oh.
But it took a few years of maturing
Yeah.
to really see that. But nowadays, I try to just stay low-key to some extent. Like, I don't want to sign into a Twitch chat of a live stream of a tournament with my name, because I just don't want to draw that kind of attention to myself.
Yeah.